Hey, what's up everyone? This is your boy James and I am back with another video for you guys today. And today I just want to do another reaction video when it comes to with the topic of when it comes to with stereotypes in the black community, when it comes to with certain issues with black men and black women deal with when it comes to with the weird stereotypes people portray us in the black community, but also in society in general too, when it comes to with this reaction video. And this video is by Linval Williams, so big shout out to him. All credit goes to him when it comes to with this video that I'm reacting to as well. And if you guys ever want to check out this, or check out the original video as well when it comes to with this video, and check out his channel as well, feel free to check out the link below too. So I'll make sure to post the original video in the description, so if you guys ever want to check out this video, and if you guys don't want to listen to my reaction, of course, but if you guys do want to listen to my reaction as well, you're more than welcome to do that as well, whether you're watching this in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening. And just like when it comes to with my reaction, and especially when it comes to watching the full video of it and just really giving my intake on it too at the end of the video too, feel free to share your own feelings and thoughts about it too at any time as well too. If I did good, if I did wrong, if I got things wrong, feel free to let your voice be heard as well when it comes to with my reaction video. And of course too, I'm going to share my own opinions and thoughts about it too, or I should say my own feelings and thoughts about it too when it comes to with this video and what Linval Williams has to say and about the stereotypes black women and men face too, and not only in the black community but in general as well in other communities. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this party started and let's get to it. So let's do this.
So this particular topic has been brought to my attention multiple times, and I wasn't going to get into it, but I think it's time we have a discussion. Now, I don't want anybody to get in their emotions. Let's just have a conversation like grown men and women. As far as the black community goes, I've had multiple people voice their opinions on us experiencing traumas within our own community and then allocating or intentionally utilizing those experiences while we're making decisions so forth in our lives. I've recently came across a video of a young woman expressing how when she was in high school, specifically high school, she rejected nerd men, black men that were perceived to be nerds, that wasn't gangster thugs, Tyrone, Ray Ray, Pookie, all these terms we use. She emphasized how the older men that she showed interest in or gave all the attention to, they were preying upon her and other black women, and the men that they reject today are successful, and that they should give those women a chance and not hold it against them, because now that they're successful, these particular women now want to show them interest and get the same attention in return. They want the men to reciprocate the same attention. So simply get over what happened in high school. Stop utilizing your trauma if the black man or black men perceive that experience as trauma. Don't allow your trauma to put you in a position where you don't make certain decisions because you are always considering those moments in life. I've also seen other people voice their expression on how black people should stop using trauma in the hood to then move forward in life and avoid other black people. No matter what, stick with your people. And I think these particular people were talking about being bullied. Now, I'm a black man. I grew up in the hood. What I would ask, specifically dealing with these two situations, why is bullying such an important factor in our community and we perceive it to be necessity or necessary for us to be tough? But when we go outside into society and we are amongst people that are not a part of the black community, specifically people of other races and ethnicities, specifically white people, because black people and white people have history, why not express that same toughness, or why not showcase the results and the benefit of someone bullying or someone being bullied in that particular moment? We perceive it to be a necessity, so the bully should not have any issue with other people trying to bully them because you are aware of what it means to bully and be bullied. Because in our minds, based on these particular people, obviously we're not speaking for all black people, but it's a lot of people voicing this opinion. In our mind, bullying is a necessity to be tough, and the bully is some of the most tough people in our community, and the people being bullied are now experiencing how to control their emotions, how to be strong, how to be, relentless, resilient. Why is it not a benefit in society? Instead, we showcase victimhood and we cry and complain and we want somebody to come and save us. But we emphasize bullying and how you're soft. I always say this bullying stuff is not, you're not tough because when life shows up, you run and hide as a coward. So is bullying a necessity or you're just being bullied at home, which is another topic, another subject for another day, another conversation in itself. Accountability on yourself to not go out and express what you are dealing with at home, but maybe go get some help. You can always go and ask someone for help, or, we consider it snitching. But if you are being abused, I think you should inform someone that you are experiencing abuse at your home instead of going out to bully others. Why is it such a key factor? Why is it a part of our culture to bully and or be bullied? And then due to the trauma, we don't want people to make decisions based on trauma. We want them to just get over it. But based on that ideology, follow me here, why don't we get over certain things that we consider trauma? And yes, I'm going there. History with white folks. But we oftentimes express how we are still dealing with discrimination and racism and some things from other races. But if it's trauma and we want our own people to get over trauma and not utilize these experiences, why don't we reciprocate, or why are we being hypocrites and using these hypothetical situations and then trying to select? I believe Chris Rock referred to it as selective outrage. This particular situation would be selective bias. So it's only if you approve. It's only if it benefits you. No, I think bullying is not a necessity because it doesn't benefit us at life in any way, shape, or form. Some of the toughest people in the community are getting washed by life. You're completely incompetent, you're incapable, you lack accountability, you have no capabilities, you fit the stereotype, you should be called out for fitting the stereotype. That is not a benefit. And that's why we have the terminology ninjas versus black people. If you don't know what ninja means, it's another word instead of using nigga. So a lot of people,
right,
a lot of black people, we don't want to worship ratchetness. We don't want to worship crime. We don't want to be proud of being criminals. Oftentimes, we want to pursue prosperity, education. We want people to be successful. We want to build wealth. We want to have nice things. But oftentimes, like parasites, you got the people that are uninformed, that are uneducated, and can't think for themselves, and they follow everybody like sheep. They're the ones that will destroy opportunities for other people that look like them because, in fact, this is why stereotypes exist. So I ask, why should a man who is perceived to be a nerd, who's educated, who wants to do something for himself, show interest in a black woman who then does not reciprocate the same interest and goes and gives the other men, the older men per se, all the attention and the play, and in return they get the clout, the validation, because they're older men, they get money, probably he buy you something to eat, he let you ride around in his car, you feeling on top of the world. But when the older guy is done using you and a form of abusing you, you come back and you say to the man who showed interest, but now you see how successful he is because he was destined to do that, why does he have to forget what he went through with you? Or why should he not use that experience to allow him to judge each situation when it comes to other women in his life? Why does it have to be what you want? So in the moment you rejected him, it was what you wanted. Now you're not with those men who showed you all that attention, accountability. Now you want the man who you rejected to now just completely disregard what he went through with you and now give you an opportunity to come into his circle, come into his life. And you may not even cooperate with how he operates, but you're so focused on, once again, what you want. So it's all about you, self-centered. You don't have any accountability whatsoever. Why should this man, any man, but specifically the black man, push that all aside and disregard what he experienced when in fact it may be the best decision he could make to not have any involvement with you whatsoever. You made your bed, you have to go lay in it. It doesn't matter, you're a woman. These men weren't preying on you. You made a decision, accountability. You're lacking accountability. And also to the bullying fact, what is the benefit of bullying? What's the point? Because, I mean, where I come from, bullies get bullied. But either way it go, it was no benefit. So the guy that stood up to the bully, he didn't get a reward as far as life goes. He still had to go out there and deal with other people, and he had to deal with his own problems. And the bully, either they kept bullying, they got mad, emotional intelligence was at an all-time low. They possibly continued to bully. Whatever reason they had for doing this, you can only ask them, and if they so happen to tell the truth, maybe you'll get an understanding, but we also know how people in general can be when it comes to expressing the truth, because it's uncomfortable. It's the greatest weapon in mankind. But what's the point? Is there a black community? Can we actually have a community? We have to have certain conversations. Yes, I'm not saying let's disregard history and people expressing hatred and racism and bigotry because it may be some form of insecurity and some form of jealousy. Most people don't want to see you doing better than them. This goes for people of other races. That's why it's called prejudice. Most people will rather see their own people, even though we're all people, most people would rather see their own people benefit from some type of opportunity and build some type of success to possibly represent their community and or help other people within their community. That's natural. Why don't we do that? Why is it not emphasized in our community? Why do we always downplay someone who's successful? Why do we downplay nerds, the valedictorians, the men that want to be, men and women that want to be CEOs? Because going through this story and realizing everybody's, take on it, perception, I often saw that black women also voiced their opinion on, why did the nerd black guy go for the queen and the ratchet girl who was the baddie instead of going for the other nerd black girl who ended up being the baddie today? Because ratchet girl, the queen, the baddie in high school, they have 2-3 baby daddies, 2-3 kids, possibly overweight. They don't look nothing how they look in high school. Now, I'm not here to emphasize that. I'm not talking bad on anybody. What I'm trying to voice and elaborate is the accountability part. Why is it a thing? Why are we like that? I also want to bring up the political thing. Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, it doesn't even matter if it was those two. I've oftentimes seen from previous campaigns and president-elect, we hate each other for everything. Like, other races do this too, but I'm specifically talking about black people. The community. Somebody can have a different political belief. You immediately consider them your enemy. Why? Because we can just focus on political, but if we would want somebody who's wealthy, that's black, to not downplay somebody who's poor and black, we should be able to come together. Why can't we have that same energy when it comes to political things? You understand what I'm saying? Why does it have to be, you got to vote Kamala Harris, you got to vote Donald Trump? If not, you're not smart. Now, I know people can be misinformed and uneducated, but if you're educated and informed, can't we go and educate and inform at least the people that want to be educated or informed, or at least open to it? We don't have to just generally express ourselves as in, nope, that one person wouldn't listen to me, so now I'm going to get in my feelings and everybody is just like that. I don't think that's efficient as far as a community goes. Now, I don't speak for everybody. Don't get it twisted. Please don't get my words confused. I'm seeing it from my perspective. I don't think that's beneficial for anybody because let's say I'm informed. If someone doesn't want to absorb the information or accept what I'm giving them, okay, I control myself. I understand I can't make anybody do anything. I'm moving on to the next person because I will eventually find someone who would want to listen to what I have to say and actually have an open mind and say, well, you know what? This person has a good point. Maybe I've been thinking about it a little bit wrong, or maybe I can implement some of the topics or some of the ideas that this person brought up into how I see it, and it may benefit me. You will come across people like that. But to express yourself as in everybody is like that, It's like go back to being ratchet and thugs. Every black man in the hood is not a thug. Every black woman in the hood is not ratchet. But you're not black enough. You talk white. You go to school. You're not cool. You want to go to college. You want to break generational curses. Who do you think you are? You belong in the hood selling dope, selling drugs. You know, I've heard this. I've heard this growing up. Now, I wasn't a guy walking around with glasses and my shirt tucked in, and you know, people got all these expressions to express, or they got all these terms and stereotypes to express different people in any community. But I was the guy that wanted to get straight A's because my father encouraged me to get straight A's. I hung out with men or young men that were in the streets, that were fighters, and that knew how to cook dope and knew how to roll weed and smoke weed, but I didn't do it. They were just people who was in my community, and even though they did things I didn't agree with, I built a friendship with them that had nothing to do with smoking weed and selling drugs. We might play football, play basketball. Hell, we might try to talk to a couple sisters in the neighborhood. You get her, I get her. It's kind of normal. I like her, you like her. You know, we boys, we damn near brothers. We grew up together. These two sisters, like both of us, they always together. They're sisters. We always together. You know, let's tag team something. Like that's normal. And we didn't approach them trying to, you know, it was innocent as far as the dynamic between men and women, boys and girls. We liked them, they liked us. That was all it was. You know, you was lucky to get a kiss back then. And we bragged about that shit to each other. Yeah, I kissed her, she kissed her, stuff like that. It was innocence, but I didn't judge them and they didn't judge me. I was fortunate to have friends like that. They went to prison for doing whatever they was doing, but I never got involved, and they never dissed me for not being involved. But we do have this stereotype where if you're a nerd, you know, we got to cast you out. Why? If I'm rich and you're poor, I'm not going to cast you out. I want to put you on. And I'm going to make another video about this. I've seen also where we like to voice, you know, millionaires and billionaires got to the top by exploitation. I grew up in the hood. I've seen poor people exploit poor people. Lack of opportunities, people in similar positions, you take advantage of them. Just how a billionaire, I would put it like this, there's not that many billionaires in the world. So who are they taking advantage of? Everybody? They can't be, because the majority of people are poor. Lack of opportunity, lack of education. Most of it is self-inflicted. And we are still taking advantage of other people, our neighbors that are less fortunate, uneducated, lack of opportunity. They're going through similar things, but we're taking advantage of them. If we have nothing and we're taking from other people that have nothing, how are the billionaires exploiting us? Are we exploiting ourselves and then other people? We got to bring some accountability to a lot of this. I know this is going to piss some people off, but it should, because it's not me talking down on my people. It's let's talk. Let's have an open conversation. Why is the nerd looked down upon in the black community when these particular people, the black men and black women who are trying to strive for a high education and achieve something great, can be a great representation for our community? I don't see other people, and I'm not, you know, I'm one of the people, I'm accountability first, responsibility, don't play victim, do it yourself first. But I don't see white people, Hispanic people, Asian people. Maybe I'm not paying attention to them enough because I'm dealing with my own people, of course. But when I am aware or around them, I don't see these people knocking Connor. Let's say white people, I'm just throwing a name out there. Connor is not being degraded by other white people because he's smart. He might be around a stoner white guy. And he might just be like, hey, man, you're a smart guy. You're probably going to go to the moon or something, the next Elon Musk or something like that. And the white dude walk away and go smoke his joint. But if we in our community, now we're about to get bullied. We might even get jumped because we're a nerd. I might get robbed because I walk down the street talking about science or physics. I've seen it. I've seen our own people walk by, 3 or 4 guys will jump one guy. Obviously, the guy looks like he's educated, got the glasses on. Everybody knows he's educated. But you pick on him. You prey on him. Why? You can make a choice not to. And this is why I brought up, in my hood, bullies got bullied, because in my particular neighborhood, the OGs and the tough guys, you know, you fought other tough guys. You didn't go pick on a guy that couldn't defend for himself and call him weak. He just wasn't on that. That wasn't his lifestyle. Some of us grew up in 2-parent households, contrary to what the statistics say. The people that didn't, even though they understood the dynamics of not having both parents, some of us didn't allow other people to be taken advantage of. But I just want to emphasize, why is it someone can't utilize post-traumatic growth to make better decisions in their life? Why, when they're educated, they have to talk white? So in a sense, I often say I don't want to give other people superiority, but you saying talk white. So that means proper English is only achieved by white people. So they get superiority over us when it comes to communication, reading, writing, speaking, listening, the 4 forms of communication, which will enhance how you speak. Some of you probably think I'm talking white right now. I'm not even using my sophisticated vocabulary. I'm trying to keep it as normal as possible while I explain my take on this. But this is what I'm saying. Why is it even like that? What is the perception of people walking around and expressing this on everybody? Put everybody in it's stereotype. You're generalizing everybody when in fact we don't have to operate like that. What's the point? I talk white. I'm a nerd. I was with Pookie and Ray Ray. But now Pookie and Ray Ray done and I got 2-3 kids from him. Now I want to come back and be with the nerd guy, Charles, because he's about to go create this science plant, this water plant. He got all kind of things going on. What's the point? Why are we not praising education? Why are we not praising doing better for ourselves? As I stated, I'm not saying we don't have discrimination and things out there where people are trying to hold us back. But are we not holding ourselves back on top of other people potentially trying to hold us back? Wouldn't that make it even harder? We've already expressed how hard it is for us, right? Why would we want to make it harder? Why not clean up our bullshit and then we can attack the enemy together? No, we're creating more enemies within our own community while still having to deal with the enemies that's not in our community that has, based on how we express it, superiority over us. You guys let me know in the comment section. Let's be adults about it. Let's be mature. It's a conversation. We may do a part 2 depending on how everybody respond to this. Share it, comment, like, subscribe. I don't ask people to do that, but I think this one may hit a nerve. But I want you to follow me. Let's have conversations. Let's not get emotional. Let's have some accountability. Let's not play victim. And let's talk about it.
Wow, that's very powerful video. And shout out to Laval Williams for making this video too. And it really just made me think about certain things too, when it comes to with my upbringing, being a black man in general, and just like when it comes to just like how I live my life as well too, interacting with other people, black men, black women, white men, etc. Everybody who I interact with as well. And just like when it comes to what he's saying about, you know, having these kind of like difficult conversations, I say not difficult conversations, but just really open discussions or open conversations when it comes to with difficult topics like this as well, when it comes to with the black stereotypes and everything else. And it's really important to really just have these kind of conversations. And I can't speak when it comes to being in the hood because I never grew up in the hood. Honestly, I just grew up in the I should say middle class, at least. You know, I grew up in Orange County, California, you know, born and raised, just really seeing awesome, crazy stuff in my days. But not trying to like rap or anything, but like really just being honest with you guys about my experience, you know, especially as a black man in Orange County too, growing up in a very diverse kind of area when it comes to just not only, you know, interacting with other black men and women, but also with other white men, white women, Asian women, Hispanic men, Hispanic women, etc. And it's like a really melting pot out there too. And when it comes to with interacting with other people from different cultures, especially, you know, going to school with those kind of people too. I say with those kind of people, but with, you know, with people from different backgrounds, it was pretty interesting. You know, it was just like, there's some good stuff that I, you know, learned too when it comes to with interacting with other people, and there's some weird shit that I experienced too when it comes to with other people from different cultures, really just, you know, portraying me to really just being the stereotype when it comes to with black men. And I really was always against that, just because my parents always, you know, like taught me to really just be who I am and not the stereotype when it comes to with black people, especially as a black man. Just really appreciating who I am. If I love comic books, if I love, you know, wellness, if I love, you know, any kind of thing too when it comes to with that. Just speaking, you know, as an example in my own perspective, it was just really interesting too. And just like I I'm not saying like I had like a silver spoon in my mouth. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like that. I just really had like an interesting childhood. There are some always bumps and roads here and there when it comes to with my upbringing and just like how I was raised. But overall, I went through it. There was some beautiful times where I met some awesome, amazing people in my childhood, both black men, black women, white men, white women, Asian men, Asian women too, etc. All melting pots of people out there too. But specifically getting back to the topic when it comes to with the black community and black people too, my people, because I've said this many times in my live streams and even in my videos too, I love my people, but also too at the same time it's just really good to really have these kind of conversations where we can really just go through some things when it comes to with our past experiences and challenges, and just really doing our best to overcome them if we feel open to really just doing that. I know there's people out there too who are against that, and that's their choice at the end of the day. And just like when it comes to people who you connect with, and if people think you're weird just because you love comic books, if you love manga, if you love anime, if you love science, if you love wellness, if you love tantra, I mean that's just them. You don't have to worry about their insecurities just projecting onto you to make you feel bad, to where they can really just feel good about themselves, to really just trying to bring someone down. It's just really doing your best to really just be who you are at the end of the day when it comes to being a black man and a black woman especially. I mean, in my perspective, the black woman is the most fierce and beautiful woman on the planet, especially if she's, really just embracing her natural self. I've seen it before and it's really amazing. And even just like, with black men too, we could be the most fierce and powerful men on the planet as well, not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally, and mostly emotionally and mentally as well, if I'm saying that correctly. But when it comes to with that, and especially when it comes to with this video, it's a really big eye opener too when it comes to with that. And it's a really good points that you're saying about being accountable, responsible, which is totally, that's what we should all do at the end of the day. Just really being accountable for our actions. If we do something wrong, if we did something wrong too, towards other people, towards ourselves, towards our environment, we got to be accountable with that. And especially when it comes to being responsible, taking care of anything that's really important for us. It could be with ourselves, with other people that we care about, family, friends, etc. And especially in our environment as well, when it comes to just looking out for our beautiful planet called the Earth. And so when it comes to with that, and especially when it comes to with the topic of the black community, and especially when it comes to the topic of black stereotypes, it's just all I can say, and this is just my own feelings and thoughts about it too, it's just like embrace who you are, especially as a black man and a black woman. If you love science, if you love dance, if you love music, if you love anything when it comes to with like anime, or just like with anything that you're passionate about. It could be from anime, it could be from comic books, it could be from just dance, fashion, or sexuality, tantra, wellness, you name it. Just fully embrace that, who you are as an adult, as a person, whether you're a black man or a black woman, no matter the age, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, above, and just really connect with people, especially people in the black community that really just feel the same way too, that you want to just support each other, you want to just help us to see us grow, to thrive, to just be successful, getting paid, and healing from our past challenges and experiences, and really just taking care of our environment, especially when it comes to our beautiful planet called Earth. So wherever we are too in the world, if we're in Africa, if we're in America, if we're in Japan, etc. too. So it's kind of like when it comes to just connecting with people who really want to we have the kind of like same like mentality or emotional I'd say passion too, when it comes to like just like who you are as a person, and especially when it comes to just like when it comes to just being who you are, just fully embracing that, knowing yourself. And most people in pop culture, like with Bruce Lee and Jim Kelly and Michael Jai White, I know we're referencing famous martial artists, and especially Jim Kelly and Michael Jai White, and even Wesley Snipes too. said this many times too, just really, embracing who you are and just really, you know, really just embracing that within yourself, so when it comes to just like doing that, just really figuring out who you are and just really, not being afraid to do that. Just, I'm not saying not giving two fucks, but just really, being confident within yourself too, when it comes to just like who you are. If you want to connect with other, Black people who really just feel the same way, that's cool. If you want to just connect with other people from different cultures who really not only appreciate you but also respect you as a Black man and a Black woman, that's cool too. Because I know, like, with other people from different cultures, like with white men and white women, Asian men and Asian women, etc., it's just like, if they don't respect you and if they don't like appreciate you as a human being, they'll show it too in the most weird ways too. And I've seen this before when it comes to just fetishizing us, really trying to just play some mind games and all that kind of shit too. You really got to be aware of people like that, and especially in the Black community too. It's just, there's good and evil in everyone and everything, basically. If I'm saying that correctly, if I'm wrong about that, feel free to correct me. But when it comes to just with that as well, just really embracing who you are, connect with people who really appreciate and respect you as a man, as a Black man, and as a Black woman especially, and just really, doing our best to take care of each other, take care of ourselves, especially when it comes to who we are as people, and especially in the Black community, and just really taking care of our planet as well. So when it comes to with that and how you really just do that with our own actions and passions, and especially with our talents too, can really just make a difference. So with that being said, I might, if he's making more videos like this too, I might subscribe. I'm going to subscribe to his channel too. It's really interesting and made me think about certain things. But at the same time too, if you guys like my reaction, especially what I was talking about when it comes to at the end of this video, you're more than welcome to share your own feelings and thoughts about what I've shared too when it comes to with this topic, when it comes to with the Black stereotypes as well. And even if you guys want to share this reaction video on YouTube or on Instagram, you're more than welcome to do so when it comes to with this video. Any kind of support when it comes to with this video, if you guys like this video, you want to like it, share it on social media, that really helps my channel too. I really appreciate it, because my channel is all about entertainment. And even like when it comes to with open discussions about entertainment and pop culture, relationships, spirituality, self-care, sexuality, gaming, and wellness too. So I'm basically a nerdy hippie, and I'm fully embracing that. And I like to connect with other people who are like that in their own ways too, whether they're a Black man or Black woman, white men and white women too. So when it comes to with that, and I'm fully embracing that. And so anyways, thank you guys for watching. You guys stay safe, live your best lives, embrace who you are in a really genuine and healthy way. And I will see you guys around in these social media streets. So peace and many blessings.